Hello, I am Mrs. Tuma Dhanwate, and in this video lecture, we shall see the different types of user of database management system. Database users. There are four different types of database users depending on the way they interact with the system. The first one is naive users, that is new users. Second, application programmers. Sophisticated users are the third type of database users, and specialized users, which are the fourth type of database users. Now first, naive users. Now naive users are unsophisticated users who interact with the system by invoking one of the application programs that have been written previously. Now for example, a student fills the online form for the examination, or a student registers for an online course. Now your examination form is already there and you simply have to fill in your details in it. You don't have to do much in it. Okay. Similarly, for registering an online course, only your details are to be mentioned in it and you simply submit those forms. So you are the naive users who only work with the online forms for submitting the details. The second type of database user are the application programmers. These are computer professionals who write application programs. Now, application programs can choose from many tools to develop user interfaces, and rapid application development tools are tools that enable an application programmer to construct forms and reports with minimal programming effort. Now, application programmers use the tools which are already there. So, they will be using the tools which are already there to create the user interfaces, and simply they will be creating the form. For example, if you are filling the examination form or registering for an online course, these forms are created by the application programmers by using the tools which are already there. Rapid application development means the application forms or the application development which is faster from already present things. The third type of the user is the sophisticated users who interact with the system without writing programs. Now instead they form their request either using a database query language or by using tools such as data analysis softwares. Analysts who submit queries to explore data in the database are called as sophisticated users. Now, these sophisticated users, they don't write the programs. Instead, if there is a large amount of data or a large volume of data and they want something from the database to analyze the data, that will fire a query to the database and try to get the data they want and then analyze it. So these kind of users are sophisticated users. Then the fourth one is the specialized users, and these are the sophisticated users who write specialized database applications. And among these applications are computer aided design systems, knowledge base and expert systems, and systems that store data with complex data types such as graphics data, audio data, and environmental modeling data. Database administrator. Database administration is a function of managing and maintaining the database management system, that is the DBMS software. Now the database administrator or DBA is a specialized computer system administrator who maintains a successful database environment by directing or performing all related activities to keep the data safe. A DBA's primary job is to ensure that data is available, protected from loss or corruption, and easily accessible when it is needed. So the database administrators use specialized software to store and organize the data. Now the functions and responsibilities of DBA. The first is the schema definition. The DBA creates the original database schema by executing a set of data definition statements in the DDL. DDL is a data definition language. Now what is a schema definition? Now suppose I want to save the student data. So what will the student have? The student will have the name, the roll number, the class, and a phone number, for example. Okay. That is the four fields. So this is the schema definition. That is, the DBA is going to create the table in which the details of the students will get stored. Schema and physical organization modification. The DBA carries out changes to the schema and physical organization to reflect the changing needs of the organization or to alter the physical organization to improve performance. Now, in the first point, schema definition, we created a schema student in which the details of the student had to be stored. Suppose you want to add something else, for example, an address. So you should be able to do it. That is, you should be able to modify the database of a student. So this is done by a DBA. Then software installation and maintenance. The DBA collaborates on the initial installation and configuration of a new Oracle or SQL server. The fourth point is granting of authorization for data access. By granting different types of authorization, the database administrator can regulate which parts of the database various users can access. Now, everyone cannot access every part of the database. So, whatever is required according to the requirement of the user, the database administrator can grant the access. Then the security. In case of security breach or irregularity, the DBA can consult audit logs to see who has done what to the database. Then database backup and recovery. In the case of a server failure or other forms of data loss, the database administrator will use existing backups to store the lost information to the system. So if something goes wrong with your database or it gets corrupted, so database administrator will have the backup with it so it can restore the lost information. Then performance monitoring. Databases are monitored for performance. If some part of the system is slowing down processing, the DBA may need to make configuration changes to the software or add additional hardware capacity to maintain the performance. Thank you.